2 is our agenda. And I would ask before we adopt that we move on the action items, the superintendent's contract. Let's move that down below after we go into executive session to discuss his evaluation, please. Are there any other changes?
We'll move public comment somewhere else higher, I would say.
Okay. Move before executive session.
Somewhere prior to should be. Just before, wherever.
Yeah, just prior to executive session, please. Any other request? If not, Chair would ask for a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? If not, we'll call for the question. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much. Minutes of the November 12th meeting are attached. It was in your package. And when you're ready, you can entertain a motion to approve.
So moved. Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Not, we'll call for the question. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Thank you. Mr. Humphrey.
Okay.
Information.
Superintendent's information, you have in your packet a copy of a letter that Ms. Tomruth's wife has submitted to the governor, and she's informed us, as you see from that letter, that she is going to resign effective tomorrow. She is relocating to Turner County, physically relocating there, and also accepted a job there, and so we'll be out of her district, and we just have that for information. The board does not have to take action on it, but just to say that we're truly going to be losing a valuable board member, and I just want you to know that from me, and I know everybody else here feels the same way.
I would like to add, Ruth, I do appreciate your service the last 4 years, and it was, anytime there was a discussion, I could always tell where Ruth was coming from, because she was coming from the position of a teacher, and I can certainly appreciate that. And you will be missed, and thank you again for your service.
Okay, after that, we have a student recognition. Ms. Ham was off gallivanting around with some students Friday. I'm going to let Ms. Rita talk about this, and Kiara, after you explain what your kids did, I'll let Mr. Franklin hand the certificate. But Kiara and I think her parents and brother are here. We're glad to have you guys.
I'm going to ask Ms. Clifford if she would come up too.
Okay.
Ms. Clifford sponsors Junior Beta, and she has for several years now, and she does a great job sponsoring this group. But we took 29 students to Macon for the Junior Beta convention, and they competed in several different categories, from living literature, social studies, math, Tower of Power, quiz bowls, so several different categories that we had students to compete. And Kiara competed in the spelling competition and won second in the state. And she will go on to compete at the national level in June in Mobile, Alabama. So we're very proud of Kiara. She's an excellent student. Even after her competition, she said, I feel really good about that. And so she had those feelings early on, and then we learned that she was going to move on to the second level. And we were thrilled even to know that she had advanced even farther. So we're very proud of Kiera and all the kids who competed and represented Lanier County Middle School
To even
wonderfully.
make it to the second round is an accomplishment, because for the second round, they only take the top 10. And this is out of, there must have been 8,000 kids at that convention. Okay, and they only let the best, one student from each school compete. Well, if one student from each school competes, you can imagine how many students that is. And then they only take the top 10 out of all of that to go on to the next level. And she came in second out of about 8,000 kids.
Congratulations.
And she now knows how to spell entrepreneur, right?
Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Very proud of you. Let's get our picture made.
Then turn right here.
Now, when we start doing some fundraising to send Kiara, and hopefully, we're still waiting on results from some of the other competitions to see if our kids placed anything else. So Kiara's definitely going to compete at the Nationals in Mobile. That doesn't mean that she's the only one going. So, but we're going to do some fundraising to make sure that she gets to go. And so if y'all help us out with that, we will, whenever y'all see emails coming around about fundraisers for Junior Bader, we will appreciate that, because that will mean that we're raising money to send Kiara to the competition.
Thank you, board members, for allowing us to go.
Thank you, and y'all are certainly welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting, and I don't know where she got her we do. Thank y'all so much. She got it from you. She got it from us.
Have a great night.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you.
Okay, we've got some other good news. First from the district, I asked Ms. Strickland, Lisa, to share some information that she received about our special ed program.
Last month we received some positive recognition from the State Department, particularly in the area of special education. And I've just provided you with the letter that we received. And particularly we have performance goals and indicators that we are held to for compliance within the special education department. 20 of them to be exact. But each year through our data that we submit, whether it be meeting timeline, whether it be our maintenance of effort, and you can see the areas on the next pages, we have to report that data. And on the first page of the 20 indicators, we have those listed about middle of the page that were reviewed. And I am pleased to announce that the department received the recognition of meets requirements for those particular indicators. And on page 3 and 4, it just gives a breakdown of those indicators, anywhere from the rates of suspension and expulsion. We have to submit that data specific to special education. And wanted to particularly look at indicator 9 and 10 with our disproportionate representation. I've reported in the past that we have disproportionate representation within the department, but because we have met our policies, practices, and procedures, we were able to meet that indicator, although our numbers reflect otherwise at times. But as you look on the last page, you can see that what I'm most proud of is that for 4 years in a row that we have received this recognition of meeting requirements. And hats off to our teachers, because they are very much a part of this data that is submitted to the State Department through their IEPs and eligibilities and meeting timeline, and wanted you to be aware of that recognition that we received as well.
All right, thank you, Lisa. Appreciate what Lisa does with our special education program and all those teachers that work so hard, and the parents as well. We also had some good news that we just received from the high school. The writing scores came out. This was an area that we had been low on a year ago, and I asked Mr. Culpepper, because they just came out the last couple of days, if he would share something about that just briefly.
We're very pleased with our scores. We had a 96.4% pass rate. Only 3 students did not pass out of 84. And we're second in our RESA district behind Ben Hill County. We're ahead of everybody else in the RESA district, and we're ahead of the state average. So our teachers went to work in January. They got the scores last year and about this time, and they went to work in January and put together some plans to remediate those that didn't pass last year and to keep it from happening this year, and they were very successful. I appreciate their hard work and our students' hard work in doing that. They're doing a lot of riding now.
To share the growth from that, last year, what was the pass
It
rate?
was 78% last year.
And this year, it's just over 96%.
96.4.
And that's a tremendous amount of work those language arts teachers did in writing, and we appreciate your leadership and what was accomplished there. So it's good news.
Does the texting help or hurt?
Depends on the topic of the essay.
I would just like to mention for information, I got a call from Frank King today. Mr. King's the one that's helped us before with SPLOST. Because he can be here, he's going to be in this area Thursday and was going to come by at 1:30. So if you could, if there's any way that you could come here and meet. He sent me a packet of materials. I tried to get him to be able to be here tonight, but he just couldn't work it out with his schedule. But he can be here at 1:30 Thursday for those of you who'd like to come and just talk informally. It will be the official board meeting. It's just he's sharing information about me for us. 1:30 here at the board office. And that's all under superintendent's information.
Okay. Under action items, which I guess is under tab 5, Zaxby fundraiser. That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, and this is raising funds for the Hungry at Home, and I'm not sure about our exact numbers. I know they've been going up. I know there are a lot of bags, a lot of those book bags that are being delivered. And more of our young people, we of course started at the primary school and then elementary, and they're going to slowly try to, I think, introduce it to middle school. But we've seen that grow significantly. As I said, I don't have exact numbers, but I've seen just a pile of book bags there at the elementary school. I've been there on Friday, so I know that a lot of our kids are taking advantage of this, and this is just be one way we can approve that fundraiser. Any little bit and every little bit will help them. That you see some numbers there for their total program, because we're still under the umbrella agreement with Lowndes County. But wanted you to pass that so we could participate for those that wanted to.
Okay. Chair, entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Have a motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? B is the SPLOST resolution.
We introduced that last month. You to take the time to look through it. And we talked about this is something that will be coming up for vote in March, and we just need to go ahead and pass the resolution. These funds, if approved, will go strictly for one thing and one thing only, and that's to pay the bond indebtedness on the elementary school.
We did give this out, I think, last night for your review as well, so if you're ready, Chair, entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Have a motion.
Second.
Motion and a second, Jay. Any further discussion? Not, we'll call for the vote. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Next is set the final millage rate for the tax, and that's at 17.16, and that's the same, I think, as it's been for the last 3 or 4 years.
Right, we've followed the legal requirements posted in the newspaper, so that would be no change. I think we mentioned that last month as well, that we did vote on this time.
Chair, entertain a motion.
So moved.
Have a motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. Mr. Lanier, any further discussion? I will call for the question. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
And opposed? We move the superintendent's contract down, so we'll move to personnel and contract services. New employees, Mr. Humphrey, would you review those?
Do you want to take A through E all at once? I mean, that's really all personnel, we can divide it up.
I'm okay with all of them.
All of it.
I think you can do it all.
Okay, because we have those new employees, then we have the list of substitute teachers that have been trained, some resignations, maternity leaves, and with the athletic department, some changes there. Unless there are any questions, I think we can do it all at once.
Are there any?
John recommended this, I just asked if I would be the stay on John's recommendation, at the very bottom of Sue, might be taken separately.
No, she doesn't.
Okay. Follow that.
Okay, if it's all right, then we will take A, B, C, D, and E all together. And the chair to entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second, any further discussion? I will call for the question, all those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Mr. Charlie, do you have some financials?
Yes, we were able to get those, got the bank statements in, got the bank accounts reconciled, and got our statements done today. It's 42% of the year is already completed. It's hard to believe, I mean, financially speaking, next month will be 50%. You know, it's really flying by this year, it seems like. I know school calendar, we're 50% school calendar too. Shows how much I know. all I'm worried about is, whether I got enough bus traffic to get them kids to school and back home. But we're financially speaking, we continue to do very well. In our revenue budget, like I say, each month we're waiting on those tax collections to come in, and that should bring our percentages in line, and the expenditures are still slightly behind where we had budgeted, which is a good thing, and everything looks great on the cash. So unless there's any questions.
We'll let him off the easy. You got some questions?
Anybody except Judge, you need to ask me a question.
I don't want you to tell us those are red flags.
Get back from the holidays, it'll be time to start on the FY14 budget. It's hard to get Mr. Humphreys put together, six? BRC.
All right, thank you, Charlie. That moves us now to public comment. Is there anyone here for public comment? If not, I think that's really what we have, and entertain a motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second, all those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And if you don't stick around for afterwards. Thank you all for coming, and Merry Christmas.